Hey guys, Kogara here. Today I'm going to be making a tutorial on how to turn any piece of audio into a sample that you can use in a song to make your beats with. This was actually given to me during a live stream, and they said, I bet you can't make a sample out of this, and I did, and I'm going to be walking you through how I did it, essentially. So this is all of the sound effects from the Super Mario 64 video game, classic. And I'm going to open it up in Edison here, and I'm going to turn on looping. And the thing about this is when it's coming through the right speakers. So I've got the sample open in Edison here, and I've got looping turned on up here in the corner. And what I'm essentially going to do is I'm going to just pick random parts of this. I'm not going to chop it or do anything to it. I'm just going to find different parts of it and just loop it and keep looping random parts of it until I find something that I think could be worked into a beat.
Press to play.
You kind of want something a bit lower, really, because and something that's not vocals, because Mario shouting doesn't make the best sample, but stuff like impact noises, little bleeps and bloops, like environmental effect noises, that's what you want to get.
The power of the stars is restored to the stars is power of the stars is power.
Okay, so it might not sound like it, but what that is right there is the beginnings of a new song. So all we're going to want to do is grab that and drag it straight into the playlist here. This is how I time beats. I wouldn't necessarily recommend you do the same. I'm sure there are better methods of doing this, but I just grab it. I turn snapping off, and I just drag it so it's exactly one bar. And now I can just change the tempo to whatever I want it to be. And that sounds really demonic and fucked up, which is good, because that means now we know what the song is going to sound like. It's going to sound demonic and fucked up. So we're going to throw that on track 1, and here we can see the sample. Now you have to decide what you want to do to that sample in terms of its the way it sounds. Do you want it to sound distant? Do you want it to sound in your face? Do you want it to sound distorted? This is what you need to decide. In my opinion, near the beginning of the song before you start building on top of it, because the tone of your melody is really important for how you build your drums and your bass line and everything around that. Okay, so what I've gone and done is I've thrown a love filter on it to just remove those high tones and keep everything down in the bassy section. I've added a limiter to bring out some of the quieter tones. I've added a compressor to, smush it all together and do what a compressor does. If you want tutorials on this stuff, you're going to have to go to a separate video. I can't cover all of this in one. And gross beat with it's just a preset scratch pattern on it. And it sounds like this. Which isn't so bad. And so now we're just going to throw a drum beat on top of it. And you just keep building on it from there, really. Okay, so I've just thrown a really simple bass line on there, and I've done a little bit of tweaking to the kick and the snare, and I've sidechained it just so you can get a feel of what this would sound like if it was, being put into an actual beat. obviously as it stands right now, it sounds very empty, it's not very full sounding, but I'm not going to put any more time into this beat because this is just supposed to be a tutorial. So I'm gonna leave it there. From here on, you can do whatever you want to it, you know. You can, figure out how you want to fade it in, bring that sample in, fade it up, give it a high pass, shit like that. A little bit of flavor here and there, and you'll have yourself a tasty jam in the works. So good luck, my guys, with your music production, and I'll catch you on the flip.